Time for a trip to ukulele dreamland and a reminder of how lucky I am to get to borrow things like this. Keep watching. Yeah, hello, welcome back. It's GotAUkulele review day as ever. Summary video review for the full written review that you'll find linked in the description below this video. A lot more information about the instrument down there. There's also some links down there where you can help out GotAUkulele to keep this site going, because I am not a commercial sponsored site that gets paid by brands. That would be product placement. So my thanks every week go out to the people who very kindly donate, like these people have done, to help keep this site going. I can't do it without people like that. Thank you very much. And you can also help me out for free by subscribing to the YouTube channel. That would be appreciated too. Okay, yeah, Ukulele Dreamland, and I suppose a bit like the Magic Flute review last week, I probably need to start this with a word about unconscious bias, because this is a brand that I own. It's a brand I've reviewed several times before, and I've regularly gone on record saying they are one of my favourite ukulele brands out there. But I do always try and approach these things fairly. That they have done very well on the ukulele reviews is testament to the fact that they are clearly very, very good instruments. That brand is one of the K brands from Hawaii, and this week it's a new one. It's a new model range from 2024 from Kanile'a in Hawaii, and this is the Kanile'a KTR-T Tenor. More specifically, this is the master grade KTR-T Tenor, kindly loaned to me by Southern Ukulele Store. Right, what this is a premium level Kanile'a instrument, top end stuff, but not quite top end. And what they've done with the KTR is they've taken some design cues that they've employed on some of their very high-end stuff, customs and things like that, and brought them into a production line model instrument. Still a pricey one, but some features on this that you wouldn't have normally seen on their regular series of instruments. Naturally made from all solid koa wood that they harvest themselves and replenish themselves as well. But let's just have a look. So we've got that double bout Kanile'a shape, very obviously Kanile'a, with this sort of wide flattened base on the bottom. And I say master grade, and that is because this is quite frankly stunning. Curly, stripy, flamey, changes in the light as you turn it, book matched. One of the prettiest instruments I've ever seen. Just quite frankly jaw-dropping to look at. This is master grade stuff. This is really, really, really pretty. Wow, wow, wow. The other thing I want to say about the body is the first thing that they've taken from these higher end instruments, and that's something they call true relief, and I can show it you there. So what they've done here is on this lower bout, rather than having a bevel or a comfort edge, they've shaped the whole instrument down on this angle to make this lower bout down here thinner than the rest of the instrument for comfort on the arm. It's not the first time I've seen that, actually. Rob Collins at Tin Guitar Luthier in the UK made a couple of instruments that use that feature, but it's the first time I've seen one on a Kanile'a other than hearing about them on their customs. I mean, that's really clever, because that completely changes the geometry of the bracing and the linings inside the instrument. Very, very clever indeed. Really nice to see. The bridge is standard Kanile'a stuff. It's a pin bridge made of ebony. I like the swirls in that ebony. It kind of looks like black coffee out of an espresso machine on the top. Wooden bridge pins, I think, and I think that saddle is new bone. It's compensated. That's incredibly tidy. The decoration is simple. When you've got wood like this, well, you wouldn't want huge amounts of abalone on it, would you? Just look at the wood. So we have a simple black edge banding strip around the top, which is nice, sort of breaks it up a little bit. And around the sound hole, this inlaid ring of a material called Kirinite, which is a new kind of acrylic that performs very hard, like corian, with these sort of black flecks in it. Very nice, very nice. I think that works well. Inside, we've got some things you've seen before from Kanile'a. So you've got the true bracing, which punches out holes in the bracing pieces to reduce weight but maintain rigidity. The kerfing linings are notched and reversed on the insides. Back bracing is fairly regular. But in another cue from the high-end instruments, what they've done on this is some weight reduction on the inside of the top called true reduction. And what that is, I think, is they basically etch out of the inside of the top woods of the instrument a honeycomb pattern, leaving it strong but incredibly thin, so almost coming through to the top. So it's like a mesh. Really, really clever, and we'll come on to the weight a bit further on. So we've got this, we've got the true reduction, and then it's finished in a gloss. The Kanile'a glosses, in my opinion, are as good a gloss as you'll see on a ukulele anywhere. It's UV cured. They are like absolute mirrors. I mean, look at my lights reflecting in this. It is like a mirror. Absolutely flawless, not thick anywhere, no pooling, just sublime, really nice. The neck is made of South American mahogany. I know this is a subjective thing, but I've always said that I really go on with Kanile'a necks. Squashed up here, roomy 38mm profile at the nut, 30mm from G to A. There's something about them I really like. That flat back, it's sat into nice and smooth. That's a single piece neck as well. The fingerboard is ebony in great even coloured condition. Nothing really, no complaints with that at all. And we have these position markers which are also made of kyanite at the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 10th, double 12th, one at the 15th. And there are also side dots too. 19 frets, 14 to the body. The dressing, perfect, absolutely perfect, really nice. The fit and finish and quality of this we'll come on to in my summing up, but it's really good. Beyond that, new bone nut, another feature from the higher ends that they've put on this one. They call it the Phoenix headstock. I don't know why they call it Phoenix headstock. It's a slot head rather than the straight normal topped normal Kanile'a headstock. That's the Kanile'a logo in kyanite, really tidy. What I really like about these though is how skinny it is. So thin front to back. A lot of slot heads can be really chunky up there and quite heavy. And because of that skinniness, they've had to go for a different sort of tuner. So these are GotAU stealth tuners. I mean, they're tiny, aren't they? Really nice tuners. Really small. That's really good. It comes finished off with Kanile'a's own brand fluorocarbon, so maybe it is fishing line, with a smooth wound, I think it might be a Fremont, I'm not sure, low G, so no, very little squeakiness down there. And it also comes with these really good Kanile'a padded gig bags. I mean, they're much more than a padded gig bag. They are so tough. Really good quality, these. Inside is beautiful. Really like that. Okay, so those premium models that this is taken cues from are extremely expensive instruments. More expensive than anything I've ever reviewed. This is a very expensive instrument still as well. In the master grade, like this, £3,499. In the standard premium grade Koa, just a pound under 3,000. So we are absolute top table. And I know I'll always get people when I review something like this saying that's too much for a ukulele, and I find that a bit odd. It's a bit like Rolex watches, like Leica cameras, like Ferraris, Porsches. You know, they're expensive things, but people do want them, and there is a market for them. And of course, budget is a very personal thing. Some people will look at that price and have the money. Some people will look at that price like I do. It's too rich for me, but I can understand where the money is. These woods are not cheap. This is not a Far Eastern instrument. This is, and there's a lot of development work gone into this as well. I understand why they're this sort of money. Doesn't mean I can afford it, but I know that some people will afford it, and these do sell. So, you know, there is a market for them. And for that reason, it sort of made my scoring a little bit hard. But what I will say, on looks, this is perfect. If you like a nicely grained looking instrument in Koa, I don't think it gets any better than this. That gets a 10 out of 10 on looks for me. Fit and finish gets a 10 out of 10 too, because I can't find anything wrong. Everything here is flawlessly, meticulously finished. Beautiful gloss, really nice woods. All the decoration is great. And it's just really well made. Really well made. And all of that means nothing if it doesn't play and sound well. I've never played a Kanile'a that didn't sound good. So it's looking very positive for this one. That weight reduction is noticeable. This is 605 grams to hold. It's really light and it balances beautifully. It's really comfortable in the hands with this arm as well. And yeah, there we are. So that's all good. Setup is superb as well. Koa, rich tone wood, low G. It's going to have the range. It should have. But let's do the basics first. Tune it up with the strobe tuner to make sure I'm bang in tune, for people who say that I deliberately play them out of tune. I don't know why I would do that. Basics first, volume and sustain. Volume. Wow. Oh, it's so responsive. I hardly touch the strings then. Yeah, loud, and that sustain. Sounds like the volume is coming out here, but also coming up here. There's no side port. Sustain. The whole thing's vibrating. That's really good sustain. It's so responsive. You know, you hardly need to touch here, and it's just playing. Doesn't mean it's too overly loud either. You can play it softly. But I can immediately hear that range of tone. That is rich. You've got everything, basses right through the middle, right up to the treble. That's what good Koa does. Yeah. That's harmonizing with itself. You can hear it shimmer while staying clear. Oh, it's so pretty. So pretty. Dead jangly. I love finger picking my Kanile'a tenor. Oh, so. So responsive. You get different sounds out of it depending on how you attack here, whether you're aggressive, whether you're soft, and it changes the tone. Amazing sounding thing. Really responsive. I knew it was going to sound good. Of course it's going to sound good. Look at it. It's just so well made. Kanile'a I've always done very well, as I said in the introduction to this, on my scores, because they are very, very good. But not yet has one got the absolute top level score that I've ever given to an instrument. I think there are about 4 in all my hundreds of reviews that I've ever done that to. And I'm only talking about increasing by 0.1 in my score. But today that changes, because this joins that top table of the top scores I've ever given to instruments on GotAUkulele in about 15 years of doing this. For the simple reason that that's perfect to look at to me. That is stunning to look at. The fit and finish is superb. And the sound is just divine. I did peg back the score on value for money very slightly. I'm not going to be silly about it, because as I say, budget is a subjective thing, and some people will look at that and say, well, I've got that money, I'll spend it. It is at the top end, certainly out of my reach. It's a lot of money, but I understand people do spend that kind of money on instruments, if not more. I mean, look at some of the Chuck Moore instruments from the USA. I mean, they really go very high. So it pegs it back on that a bit in the score, but it still gets the absolute top, 9.6 out of 10. The Kanile'a KTR-T Master Grade Koa Tenor Ukulele, new for 2024. You don't have to have the full-on Master Grade if you don't want. There are others in the KTR line, but this is top of the line for that, and absolutely stunning because of it. Thank you very much, Southern Ukulele Store, for trusting me with this one. You knew I was going to like this, didn't you? Unconscious bias alert over. Wow, thank you very much for watching. I've loved looking at this one. So nice. Thank you very much for watching and your ongoing support. I'm not here next weekend. I'm having a week off with my wife and we're going away for the weekend. So I think I'll be back with you first weekend in June. And I've got something really interesting to show you, something that's absolutely brand new, very few of them about, that I've been longing to get hold of. So I'm looking forward to that one. Hope you have a very good fortnight while I'm not here. Look after yourselves and each other. Take care and have a wonderful time. See you very soon. Bye-bye.